Have you ever wondered why Coraline's hair is blue? In her world full of gray and muted colors, it seems like her hair is the only thing that stands out. But why blue? When we first meet Coraline, her hair is already blue. But in a photo shown early in the film, her hair is natural brown. That single frame confirms she dyed it herself, likely not long before the events of the movie. Historically in cinema, the color blue is used to represent emotional distance, psychological detachment, and disconnection from reality. Directors often associate it with characters who feel isolated, alienated, or lost in their mind. Coraline fits that perfectly. But what actually makes her blue hair special? Coraline feels overlooked, unimportant, and invisible. In a world dull and gray, her blue hair is a sign of visibility. It makes her feel seen. See, Coraline is drifting away from the real world. Her hair is a visual sign of emotional withdrawal. That's where the other mother comes in.
You're not my mother. My mother doesn't have buttons?
See, the blue hair is a sign to the beldam. It shows that Coraline is emotionally vulnerable, ready to detach from reality and enter a fabricated one.
Coraline.
The more Coraline's real parents become unavailable, the deeper her disconnect grows, and the blue hair becomes the bridge between her current world and the one she's being pulled toward. Realize how in the other world, Coraline's appearance stays the same, just like the ghost children before her. The other mother doesn't change the way they look because she chooses them as they are. That's why Coraline's blue hair stays. It marks the version of Coraline that's emotionally vulnerable and ready to be pulled into her world. All she needs to do is to change the world around them. She builds the fantasy, but they stay the same, because they're already exactly the kind of child she can consume. Another way you can think about this is that Coraline's hair is a part of the other world. It is what lured her in the first place.
You're just in time for supper, dear.
Coraline doesn't just feel isolated because of her parents. The location of the Pink Palace apartments does a lot of the heavy lifting. The Pink Palace is a faded, creaking house, split into two separate units. It's not a neighborhood, it's a holding place. The closest thing Coraline has to neighbors are three washed-up performers. Two retired actresses who live with their dead dogs, and an eccentric man who claims to run a mouse circus.
My new songs go oompa, oompa, but the jumping mice play only toodle toot.
And then there's the location itself. The house is surrounded by empty woods, no nearby kids, no visible town, just fences, forests, and fog. A child like Coraline, who's already craving adventure and attention, is trapped in a place that feels frozen in time. The beldam doesn't need to drag kids into her world by force. She needs them to feel unseen long enough to crave something better. The Pink Palace does that perfectly. It numbs the senses, it makes fantasy more attractive. So it's no surprise that when Coraline finds a little door in the wall, she doesn't hesitate. She doesn't resist, because at this point, anywhere seems better than the Pink Palace. And that's the trap. When Coraline enters the other world, the difference is immediate. Everything is vibrant, the house glows, the garden breathes color. The room feels alive, rich with movement, music, and warmth. And in the middle of it all, Coraline's blue hair finally makes sense. Here, the environment seems designed to match her. The saturated blues, the deep purples, the glowing skies, they echo the tone of her dyed hair perfectly. And that's not a coincidence. The blue hair becomes a thread connecting everything, her inner world, her isolation, and the fantasy she gets trapped in. It stands out in reality, but blends perfectly in the other world, a world built to consume children like her. That's all I have to say for now. Subscribe for more theories and go check out Coraline.